So after the recent pump we had on Bitcoin, now we had a bit of a retrace, which is expected. Now, what I want to bring your attention to, and I'm not going to be Mr. Doom and Gloom here, is the potential of obviously a bigger drop back down to where we were down here, the 108,000 again. But having yourself in a position that you don't FOMO into positions and risk, losing it all. Again, none of this is financial advice, of course. So what I'm saying here is if we jump over to Swapex, for example, and again, shout out to Swapex for sponsoring. In these scenarios, I will be looking also to building out positions that are a bit more stable and a bit more secure. Now, again, my key here is I like to earn crypto on top of my own bags without risking if I can't risk it at all. So one example here is obviously this position, Wrap Sonic, Origin Sonic. So we get up to 9%, 10% on this. It's not an extremely high APR. And the thing about it though is if you're holding the Sonic token, you hold it in this position, it's not going to really suffer any impermanent loss. Now, yes, you need to know a bit about the tokens or the WS and the OS tokens, but consider it to be like the OS is obviously the liquid staked version of Sonic and WS is just Wrap Sonic. So APRs are very good here. And again, we have Wrap Sonic and another version of a Liquid Sonic, again offering 10%. But we also have stablecoins, and stablecoins is an option to definitely take advantage of on different markets and a definitely up and coming chains. So, what you don't want to be getting involved in and hoping to hold onto your bags is the likes of WSA and USDC. You don't want to be tied and paired to a stable coin like that because you are going to suffer permanent loss as we slowly, drop down. And like I mentioned up here, is if we did drop down further. So what you want to do is control your bags and earn and build on them. So that's one example here is the WSOS. There is another version there. There's a small one here, which is actually for stablecoins. So you can see these two versions of stablecoins. This will be a mixture of receipt token stablecoins from Aave and I think it's Rings protocol, which has been named to Trivi, I think. But again, you can see 7.28%. Another one here is 8.08%. And you can see the breakdown of how it's incentivized. Now, we can also jump over to platforms like VFAT. And again, this is going to allow us to get an understanding of the bigger network in crypto. So obviously with Swapex, it's focused on the Sonic chain. And over here on VFAT, we have a choice of a load of different platforms. You can see straight away on ARB. Now, it's a very low TVL on both of these positions, so that's something to be aware of. And again, I don't know the relevance of these stable coins or what type of coins they are, but you have an option here is 154%. Now, extremely high, and I would expect extreme risk with it. So even if we go further down and we wrapped ETH USDC again, I would be avoiding wrapped ETH USDC because you're wanting to hold your positions and potentially grow your bags. So, but we have a lot of options down here that giving us maybe 10-15%. And you can see a bit more on base. We have USDC in my token, which is too stable stablecoin, and it's 11.36%. Again, the TVL actually is high on that one, it's 4.8. So that's pretty much an option to get an idea of what's happening in the entire ecosystem. Again, the likes of understanding different platforms. So over here on Silo Finance, we have a 12.8% APR for just the stable coins. This is on AVAX. Again, massive opportunity here for earning rewards. And as I said, like you're getting 12.3% for literally depositing your stable coins into it in comparison to over here on Aave, they're offering 0.64. This is obviously on Sonic. And if you go through Avalanche, I think is only offering 4.47%. So you can see there the incentive for jumping around and understanding different positions and getting involved in them. And I suppose the big reason for this is when prices are dropped, the correlation between tokens is a key thing. Now, you can see here on this chart here, if we just pay attention to this part, you can see at this moment in time, if you're getting into a pair, BNB and BTC are the only pairs that really move in comparison with each other. So both go up, both come down in relatively the same amount of time. However, if you got into S and BNB, you're going to suffer impermanent loss there because both of them move in different directions. And it's because obviously the Sonic chain is relatively new. What's happening is it's showing a massive skew of data here as well. So it's just something to be always aware of getting into LPs is understanding how the overall market is, which at the moment we're obviously after pushing up big time, we're having a retrace. So we could have a retrace and a steady out again for a couple of weeks, or it could pump up again. But the key here then now is to be looking at potential opportunities. Is it worth getting into, for example, BNB BTC pair. Is it worth parking your stables over here for a while and seeing how the market goes? Again, having plans, having strategies in place to understand when to use it is key. So you're not just literally hoping for the best every single time. And I think this is the big importance of this video. You may not necessarily go through facts and figures and numbers, but having a clear understanding of where you want to park your tokens and coins that you've built and accumulated over the last whatever couple of weeks and months is key. So prime example here for me is I park a lot of my Sonic tokens in these type of pools. For me, they're earning obviously points for towards the airdrop on Sonic Chain, but you can also jump over here and you can put your tokens and assets into use over in VFAT. Again, look at the small APRs. Don't look for extremely crazy APRs because they're the ones that are going to impact you the biggest. Again, what we're wanting to do is we're wanting to keep a bit of dry powder on the side to take full advantage of opportunities in the market. So if we did have a drop right down here, this could signal an opportunity to potentially buy back in, and hopefully the likes of this we could retest higher again. So look, we're going to leave it there. Hopefully it helped you. Hopefully it gets you to understand a bit more of the overall markets, and really start to get your clear strategy and understand the importance of strategies out there. So we're going to leave it there. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope everyone has a great day.